Very important topic here. Everyone deserves to have 100% say when they have sex with someone. Sadly, at the CDC, many are saying teen girls are not getting that choice. New research shows the number of female high school students who say they have been forced into having sex has gone up. In 2011, 12% of girls said they did not give consent to their sexual encounters. In 2021, 14% are reporting the problem. To put that in perspective, that's 1 in 17 girls. Joining me now here on The Factor Uncensored for this conversation is trauma therapist Chow Nguyen. Chow, very disturbing report there, very disturbing case. We had some questions. We were reading it and they didn't make it very clear. When they say force, did they mean without, and let me get this correct, without being completely clear, or God, now I've drawn a blank.
Isaiah, it's about consent.
Exactly. So forced into it, not willing, but still saying I'll do it, or just rape?
To us, it's sexual violence. 1 in 7 girls, just line up 1 in 7 teenage girls, and 1 of them have been sexually assaulted. Sexual assault is a spectrum, and rape is rape. When a girl doesn't know what to say, has a guy on top of her, and doesn't consent, maybe she didn't say it, and all those nuances, you know that she didn't want to do it. And maybe the law isn't on her side. Maybe she doesn't get justice in the legal system.
So in a case like that,
yeah,
the law wouldn't be on her side?
We don't know. I will tell you, working with a lot of trauma survivors, sexual assault survivors, the criminal justice system doesn't always work for them because there are he said, she said, maybe there's not enough DNA evidence, maybe there were circumstances that were circumspect to others. So sexual violence is sexual violence. 1 in 7 girls, we believe survivors when they say that wasn't consent. I was forced to have sexual relations with somebody, to have sex with somebody. That's not consent.
One of the issues you brought up was making sure young ladies, young girls, teen girls know you have a right to say no, I don't want to do this, and teaching them also how to say no. You know, in a tough situation. It's
so true, Isaiah. We hate to put the onus on young girls and teens, but we have to.
We're going to get to the boys later, but let's talk about the girls.
Boys
now.
are a big part of it, right?
Yeah.
We have to tell girls, and this is gender-based violence. You look at the numbers and the stats, it's largely rape against women waged by men, right? We have to talk about consent. We have to talk about no means no. We have to talk about honor and value your body. If you don't want to do something, you just say no. You can be assertive, you can be confident and walk away. And then you also have to know the signs of healthy relationships, right? It is not healthy for somebody to exert his power, and that sexual power, over you. And just because you don't say the words no doesn't mean it's consent.
Now, when it came to the category of teen boys or teen males, the numbers didn't go up at all. It remained the same.
We're looking at gender-based violence. We're looking at the cultural norms that we know in society, that boys need to toughen up and man up, and it's about my power and my control over a woman. That's why we see those kinds of stats. But I suggest in this month, Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, that 1 in 7 girls saying I've been forced to have sex in high school is staggering, is scary, and should raise red flags and sound those alarm bells that we've got to do more to talk about healthy relationships, to talk about dating violence, because the outcomes and the lifetime of symptoms, the trauma, the sleeplessness, the anxiety, depression, addiction, you name the malady, it's going to happen in our communities. So we really need to take a real close look and an important look at this.
The other category we saw an increased child was in the LGBTQ community, where more teens were forced to have sex in that category as well. What does that mean?
There are a lot of pressures being LGBT, you know, the shame, the family, the discrimination, you know, how people perceive them. So there are being targeted, LGBT, young youth being targeted and becoming victims of violence. Just like young girls and teens, they are also at risk for all of the problems that show up in life later.
And when we talk about Teen Violence Awareness Month, how serious of a problem is that for those who may have no clue in what's going on in their community, in their neighborhood, in their city when it comes to teen violence? Most of us You know, we don't see it, but we know it's there.
You know, we don't talk about it. I'm a trauma therapist. I see a number of young adults and teens. It's happening. The dating violence is pervasive. It's scary. It's about their safety. And we've got to do more to teach our youth about healthy behaviors, about equality, about non-violence norms. The norm shouldn't be, I hit you, that's because I want to show you I love you. I'm jealous, that's why I love you. That's not love, and that's not a healthy relationship.
And really quick, what should parents look for in signs if their daughters or sons are not talking to them about being victimized? What signs would telltale signs would there be that they're going through this? Grades
might be one thing. Isolation, addiction, not talking and communicating. These are signs that something's going on and somebody might have seen something, a teacher, a counselor, a friend. Those are signs we look for to see if somebody's hurting or somebody's being a victim of abuse and violence.
All right, Child Wynn, thank you for staying up late. We know you have an early morning, so
it's okay.
We appreciate you here on The Factor.